Welcome students. Here we starts with the function of the skin. Now the first one is the thermoregulation. Second one is storage of blood or blood reservoir. Third one is protection. Fourth one is cutaneous sensation. Next is excretion and absorption. And last one is the synthesis of vitamin D. These are the functions of the skin. Protection against the cold and heat, prevents the mechanical impact, protects from the chemical and physical damage, prevents microorganisms from penetration, destruction, reabsorption of specific substance, prevent excessive dehydration and pressure and tactile sensation. These are the functions of the skin. Now the first one is the thermoregulation. Thermoregulation is the homeostatic regulation of a body temperature. Homeostasis is the human body keeping a constant internal temperature. Homeostasis it means to keep the constant internal body temperature. The skin contributes to thermoregulation in the two steps. First one is by liberating sweat at its surface and by adjusting the flow of blood in the dermis. In response to high environmental temperature or heat produced by exercise, sweat production from eccrine sweat gland increases. The evaporation of sweat from the skin surface helps the lower body temperature. Second one is the blood reservoir. A blood reservoir is an organ or vessel that holds the large proportion of blood, and veins are vessels termed as the blood reservoir of the blood. The dermis houses an extensive network of blood vessels that carry 8 to 10% of the total blood flow in a resting adult. For this reason, the skin is act as a blood reservoir. Third one is the protection. The skin provides protection to the body in various ways. That the keratin protects underlying tissue from microbes, abrasion, heat and chemicals. And the tightly interlocked keratinocyte resists the invasion by microbes. Lipid released by lamella granules inhibit the evaporation of water from the skin surface, guarding against dehydration. They also retard entry of water across the skin surface during showers and the swim. The oily sebum from the sebaceous gland keeps skin and hairs from drying out and contains the bactericidal chemicals, which is a substance that kills the bacteria. The acid pH of perception retards the growth of some microbes. The pigment melanin helps to shield against the damaging effects of the ultraviolet light. Two types of cell carry out protective functions that are immunological in nature. Intraepidermal macrophages alert the immune system to the presence of potentially harmful microbial invades by recognizing and processing them, and macrophages in the dermis phagocyte bacteria and virus that manage to bypass the intraepidermal macrophages of the epidermis. Fourth one is the cutaneous sensation. The cutaneous sensation are the sensations that arise in the skin, including the tactile sensation, touch, pressure, vibration, and tickling, as well as thermal sensation such as the warmth and coolness. Another cutaneous sensation is the pain, usually is an indicator of impending or actual tissue damage. Fifth one is the excretion and the absorption. The skin normally has a small role in excretion, the elimination of substances from the body, and absorption. is the process of materials from the external environment into the body cells. Waterproof nature of a stratum corneum, about 400 ml of the water evaporates through it daily. Removing water and heat from the body, sweat also is the vehicle for excretion of small amounts of salt, carbon dioxide, and two organic molecules that result from the breakdown of proteins, ammonia and the urea. The absorption of water-soluble substances through the skin is negligible, but certain lipid-soluble materials do penetrate the skin. These includes fat-soluble vitamins, which is A, D, and E and K, certain drugs, and the gases, oxygen and carbon dioxide. Toxic materials that can be absorbed through the skin include the organic solvent such as the acetone, which is a nail polish remover, and the carbon tetrachloride, which is a dry cleaning fluid. Salts of heavy metals such as the lead, mercury, and the arsenic. Topical, which is applied to the skin. Topical steroids such as the cortisone are lipid soluble. They move easily into the papillary region of the dermis. Here, they exert their anti-inflammatory properties by inhibiting the histamine production by the mast cells. These are the recall that the histamine contributes to the inflammation. Now the last one is the synthesis of vitamin D. The synthesis of vitamin D requires activation of a precursor molecule in the skin by ultraviolet or the UV rays in the sunlight. Enzymes in the liver and kidneys then modify the activated molecule, finally producing calcitriol, the most active form of the vitamin D. Vitamin D is believed to enhance phagocytic activity, increase the production of antimicrobial substances in phagocytosis, regulate the immune function, and help to reduce the inflammation. These are the processes of the vitamin D.